So as I showed you guys before, I showed you one way to invite a friend, which was highlighting through the Q menu. You can also hit P on the keyboard, or usually I just always press M, simply because it gives me a quick overview of the surroundings. I can tell if there's an enemy in the area, and then I'll know to instantly press hit escape to come out to engage them. You want to go over to the social option, which is the 6th option along here. Then you're going over to squads and just type in that guy's name, like Mashed8 for example. Hit enter, and that guy will get an invite on his screen. If you ever get any invites, they'll come up on the right hand side of the screen above where your ability perk is. You might have to hit F12 and then just press Y or N to decline an invite. You'll also get the ability to create an outfit. An outfit is basically a clan in the game. For example, I'll create an outfit here, just call it Party People. Create an outfit, there you go. You get a quick, you can create events and also invite some members in. Go to your squad section, click on the name, or friend section, for example, click on the name, invite to outfit, or you can go through the squad, invite to outfit. That'll get them in your clan, which means that whenever they're online, they'll be able to find you in the game if they're not on your friends list, because I'm not sure how much space you have on your actual friends list. Alright, so now I want to go through some of a bit more in depth on for example, the maps and how to find combat, because a lot of the issues that guys have with this game is they're like, oh, this game's so boring, it takes ages to get to any combat. So, which I had it the first time I played, and then I found out how to get to combat really, really quickly. So what you want to do is you hit M, and as you can see here, proud of the Terran army, absolutely dominating the entire map practically. Got both spawns pushed in really, really well, loving this. Not a great, oh, there we go. Right, just up here you can see there's like the NC guys are pushing in. Basically, this is like a spearhead, we like to call it in most like military things. They're spearheading their way into territory. Not a great tactic, because you can just surround from the rear and then control basically any of the sections of that. Like over here you can see there's over here in the gravel pass you can see that they've been completely surrounded. Influence works in the game. As you see a highlighting area on the left hand side, it comes up with a percentage. Influence is basically if you have all of the areas controlling around that area, you have more influence over capping that area. So it means it's basically easier to defend. For example, if we wanted to go and try and take one of these back pieces up in the NC area, it'd be very difficult to take because we don't have any surrounding areas. Whereas like this section here will be just taken instantly. A great way to get to combat, you can see like these icons here obviously represent where combat is. You find sometimes though that by the time you get there, it's already been taken over by your faction. So like this area here, there's no real reason to go there. It's completely surrounded. There's most likely a lot of guys there fighting, mainly because it's been tagged. One of the best places to go now for combat would be over here on the border. This place. By the way, when you're a squad leader, you can right click, set squad waypoint or set personal waypoint. However, if it does have an icon above it over here, by clicking it you can just simply go into instant action and get there straight away. So as you can see, set squad waypoint. Everyone on my squad now can see this waypoint over here about 4,000 meters in the distance. That's can seem quite big, but with the vehicles you can get there pretty quickly. So one of the easiest ways to find people is if you just look at these spearheads. Usually, if they're not in that area, they're trying to take, like here you can see influence 43%, means that they're probably going to try and take one of these areas. So if you want to try and find someone, the hottest spots on the game are these areas with the Oroxium points, which are basically these blue areas. When you first load into the game, none of this will be ticked, so I do advise that you guys go ahead and tick everything on the right hand side, just because it's useful to have more info on where you're heading really. These Oroxium plants, like this zone for example, is called Dahaka. They're usually the same shape every time. These are really, really high for combat, so you will find like a lot of guys wanting to get onto these points. I'll go into the point system a bit more in depth later on, and you'll understand why these points are so heavily defended. Yeah, so for example, if I wanted to look for a fight, I'd go over here maybe, on all the way over to the Crimson Bluff Tower. As you can see, they're taking over. They've just recently took over a place over in this Black Shard mine, which means the guys are coming out over there, so you would head over there. Basically anywhere where it says there's a fighting point, which is instant action area, there'll always be guys around there, so just head straight to one of them areas, have a little scoot about, and then you'll definitely find someone. When you've got this much territory, it's probably not advised that you take a vehicle on the ground, because to be honest, you're going to be driving for quite some time compared to just flying straight there and picking a vehicle up from one of the other bases. As you can see, they've just taken over the seabed listening post, which is up here. That basically means that they're going to be trying to push all the way into our territory to reclaim it. So you'd want to head over here, maybe scout all the bases around the outside, make sure there's no one there, and then take over the facility. That's probably the easiest way to get straight into combat with your squad. And now I'm going to go through the point system in the game. You get different types of resources in the game. As you can see, I've ticked them all here on the map, which is M, like most MMOs that you'd play. You get a thing called Eroxium, which is basically, it's sort of like the in-game coin, like currency. It's not the currency that you pay for, because this is a free-to-play game, so there are aspects that you can pay for. That is called SC, which is, I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's basically the gold in the game. And then you get the Eroxium points, which are basically used for most of the things that you use to buy, like weapons, upgrades, new guns, things like that. It's mainly used for buying weapons in the game. So that's why these points are so heavily defended, is because having these points means you can unlock new guns, and everybody loves having new guns, so everybody wants to fight for them. You can see the little number on the side of it. Plus 60 means we control 6 zones that have that pump out Eroxium, basically, which means we'll get 60 points every time it refreshes. I'm not sure how often it refreshes, but basically that means it's good because we'll get a lot of points. You get polymers, which are used for light tanks, I believe. Later on you'll see when I go on the spawn menu, it requests a certain amount of like polymers to spawn certain types of vehicles, and also catalysts are used for the heavy tanks and the Galaxy ship, which is like a big drop ship. Basically, like, it means that your team will want to at least have enough of these catalyst zones capped to ensure that you can always spawn in them vehicles. As you notice, like around lots of the main bases, there's always alloy plants, which are basically like tank spawners. So it means that your team can, like, you'll always have enough points to get tanks all the time, basically, because it only takes like a few minutes and it refreshes and gives you lots more points. As you can see, this guy here's got a tack light on his pistol. He's bought that through a certification. I'll show you guys how to do that now. Actually, I can't because I don't currently have any points, just started in the game. To get on your certifications, you go over to classes in the menu, and then basically click any class that you want to upgrade in, like light assault. Go to my certs here that I just clicked, and then it'll reveal all of the certifications you can get. For example, basically capping bases will give you cert points, killing players will give you certification points. The first things for like the light assault class, you might want to upgrade to have a medikit, or you might prefer to just go all out and go straight for the gun upgrades. These are the attachments for the guns. You can see some of these are redded out. Basically, when you first start, you're renting, like, you're sort of renting the guns from the army. You don't personally own the gun, so you can later on you can go in the shop and use like the Eroxium points to actually buy the gun. That way you can put any upgrades you want on it. As you can see straight off, you can go for like the suppressor or like red dot sights. There's loads and loads of attachments and absolutely tons of guns in this game. A lot, very, very balanced as well. You won't find that a lot like players having insanely overpowered weapons, because you can buy any weapon in the game. The only unique thing about getting station coins, I believe it's called, is they give you unique camos basically, which don't really mean anything. If you want to have like a Galaxy ship that's zebra print, then you can spend some money and buy one. Yeah, that's basically how you go into the search to buy attachments for your guns. You do the same thing with vehicles. Go to my certs, unlock some like extra things like zoom optics for your guns, maybe, for the different vehicles in the game. To buy guns, you go over to the store icon over on the right. Probably pretty simple. Go to the store icon, click on whichever type of thing you want to upgrade. For example, infantry weapons. Look for a weapon that you can afford with your Eroxium points here in the blue, and then just buy it, basically, once you've saved up enough points. This is the main reason why them points, like them Eroxium zones on the map, are so heavily sought after. Yeah, so some of the other things you can get, like vehicle weapons. The first thing I'd personally save up for is the halberd, I think it's called. Hellfire rocket pods for the Mosquito, which is like basically the single-manned like fighter / helicopter. It's like a hover jet type thing, like a Harrier basically. Mainly because these you'll use them constantly, and they're extremely useful for taking out enemy vehicles. They're quite expensive though, so you do have to save for quite a while, but they are worth it once you unlock them. You can also unlock vehicle customizations, but as I said, these are only purely station coin operated, so you'll have to pay some real money in real life if you want to look pimped out basically. You can buy implants. These are basically like boosters for your character. You just like pay a few Eroxium coins to get these, like squad experience amplifier. That's quite actually useful. Unavailable at the moment though. It's most likely the gold thing will mean that you have to use station coins to buy this. I'm guessing the black ones are ones that you can just unlock straight off. As you see, like reload all infantry weapons faster for 24 hours, quite useful. One of the things if you're going for vehicles though would be to pick one of these vehicle perks which reduces the cooldown time of which you can acquire that vehicle again. Basically, when you buy a vehicle, you can't buy that vehicle again for another like 5 or 10 minutes. This is to stop people spamming out the same vehicle, and otherwise there's no reason not to just crash into the ground every time you basically run out. One of the best ones would probably be the Mosquito or the Liberator, which is the main one I go for, unless you're like sort of a ground guy. Like to ground and pound over on the ground with your tanks, then go for a tank perk. I can actually buy one now, so I'll show you guys how to equip that. For example, I'm going to go ahead and buy the Conditioning 3. Just buy that. There you go, that's bought. Go over here onto the implant section down at the bottom, and then just click it, and it'll equip. That's on for like a day now, basically. I'll have that perk on. You can buy other ones and equip them, and through leveling up, most likely you'll be able to unlock extra slots for your implants. Someone's shooting me. Just going to get up on the roof here, because... Yes. Oh, one more thing, guys. Friendly fire is on, so you can kill friendly players. The good thing about it, though, is if you kill too many friendly players, or even just shoot them a few times too much, it will lock out your controls. The first time it can be for a few minutes, and then progressively it will get worse and worse. And that was episode 2 of the Planetside tutorials. Make sure to tune in next time. I'll go over the ground vehicles in the game. If you guys want to take part in any events on Planetside or even in the Battlefield 3, make sure to check the links in the description to take part. Thanks for watching. I've been your host, Wintergore. See ya.